At the end of the year, Great Britain is also leaving the internal market and the customs union after leaving the EU in January. Will London and Brussels manage to avert chaos with a trade pact? Much speaks against it. Despite British violations of the current Brexit agreement, the European Union wants to continue working with London on the planned trade pact. This made EU Commission Vice President Maros Sefcovic clear on Monday in Brussels. An ultimatum set by the EU to move away from the breach of contract is apparently ineffective. The British government has not indicated any intention to give in, Sefcovic admitted. After Britain's exit from the EU at the end of January, the EU is currently working on two fronts. On the one hand, a trade agreement is to be in place by the end of October to regulate economic relations from 2021 onwards. On the other hand, Brussels is outraged that London wants to override the agreed exit agreement with an internal market bill. Sefcovic had set a deadline until the end of September, that is tomorrow, to withdraw the controversial clauses. At a meeting of the so-called Joint Committee, the British Minister of State Michael Gove gave no indication that Britain was ready, said Sefcovic. The Commission Vice called the plans a breach of trust. Nevertheless, negotiations on the next agreement should continue as planned. The last round, for the time being, is scheduled for today to Friday. Gove himself confirmed these clauses will remain in the law. This is necessary as a safety net and is supported by Parliament. The British House of Commons is due to vote again today. The proposed trade agreement is of paramount importance for EU companies. At the end of the year, Great Britain is also leaving the EU internal market and the customs union after a transition phase. Without a contract, there's a risk of tariffs and other major trade barriers. The business association Business Europe sounded the alarm. "We are sleepwalking into the abyss," warned General Director Markus Breyer. The transition from full market integration to a no-deal scenario would have devastating consequences for companies already struggling with the effects of COVID-19. Breyer called on both sides to compromise. The SPD politician Achim Post emphasized, "It is absolutely clear that Great Britain has to adhere to the contracts and agreements that have already been concluded with the EU, including the provisions on the status of Northern Ireland." Nevertheless, he did not rule out the success of the negotiations. "We want a fair partnership agreement for mutual benefit." The FDP European politician Michael Georg Link made a similar statement. The EU now needs a lot of strategic patience. Breaking off negotiations by the EU would only play into the hands of the hardliners in London. The EU should continue to negotiate, but make the conclusion dependent on the relevant clauses of the internal market law being deleted. And if you now want to know more about European politics, YouTube has chosen another of my videos right here for you in the end screen, right next to your chance to subscribe to my channel. And you still have the chance to become a member of my channel or join me on Patreon. Link is in the description. I'll see you in my next video. Click and enjoy. Viel Spaß and que te diviertas.